Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Thursday. I hope it is a beautiful day wherever you are. It's a beautiful day here in Denver. So took a nice long walk outside today and it's been really nice. Wanted to come on here and talk about success versus fulfillment. And this has been something that has been on my mind a lot recently as I made this career change. And what's been really interesting about it is that as I have embarked on this journey and have been meeting with just a lot of my contacts in the industry that I just left and spreading a word about what I'm doing now, a lot of people say to me, wow, you are really courageous for leaving such a lucrative, successful career to, start a business from scratch, and I could never do that. And that's what a lot of people say, and I think that's really interesting that that's their first thought. And first I want to say that's absolutely not true. That's just a story that you're telling yourself. Anybody can do anything they want. It's just making that committed decision that you are going to go for it. And I understand that we all have like obligations, and trust me, I was kind of a prisoner of my own story as well before I did this. I mean, I thought, how could I walk away from such a high-paying career? I was like, I have a mortgage, I have a car payment, I have this, I have that, and there's all these stories, and I live alone, I don't have somebody else to help support me. And those really are just stories that we're telling ourselves about why we can't do something. It really is actually more fear that's letting that driver take over, and you're not thinking about the possibilities of really what could be, or having the faith in yourself, in the confidence in yourself that things will work out. And I talked about that faith versus fear yesterday on one of my reels quickly, but I just think it's interesting that that's everybody's first instinct, is that, oh, I can never do that, is what they say to me. And that really is absolutely not true. It's just kind of rewiring your mind to have that faith instead of the fear. But let's go back to the success versus fulfillment. So success, I think a lot of times we define that as monetary success. I know I did in my former life. And from the outside, I did look really successful. I have a nice place. Drove a nice car. I did well, but like inside, I wasn't happy, and I had a lot of really bad habits. I mean, I definitely drank way too much. I just didn't take care of myself. I ran on very little sleep. I took prescription pills to help like sustain my energy levels, and I always just never felt like good enough, and was just kind of like running on this roller coaster and treadmill of just always trying to catch up. And even though I thought that I was happy, like deep down I really wasn't, and I never even really recognized that actually until 2020 came, really. But when I talk about fulfillment is like being truly fulfilled by the work that you're doing every day. I mean, our careers are such a big part of our lives. We get up and we go to work every single day. And if you're not passionate about it, if you're not fulfilled by it, that's really going to weigh on you. And it's going to weigh on your soul. It's going to weigh on your life. And I mean, you're just spending your life doing something that you're not happy about. And you're so focused on like some future date, maybe when you retire or when you can do something else or whatever it is. But really, you're wasting away your life doing something that is not making you happy. And as human beings, we have this like innate nature to want to give back and leave a lasting impression on the world. I mean, it's something that all humans want to do, is like know that we're making an impact, know that we're leaving some type of legacy. And I just want to ask you to ask yourself if are you fulfilled, and are you fulfilling that? And if something were to happen to you tomorrow, how would you look back on your life? Like, would you be happy with what you did? And do you feel like you made an impact, or were you just doing everything out of money, or maybe you were doing everything from a place of what you thought you were supposed to be doing, or whatever it is? So really try to answer that question about yourself and see what your motivations are behind your career and what you're doing every day. And again, a lot of times I think we look on the outside of people and we see people having success and we think that they have it all because they have physical things on the outside. And in this day and age, especially with all this mental health awareness, I mean, it's not true at all, right? I mean, some people look successful on the outside and they're absolutely miserable and unhappy with themselves on the inside. And social media is a huge part of that, right? We look at all these people on social media and they put their best foot forward, and think, we think that their whole life is glamorous. And even me talking on here, and I talk a lot about these things, and it took me 38 years to learn a lot of this stuff, and I'm still learning, and I'm still not perfect by any stretch of the matter, but I think that I've just done enough personal growth over the last several years that I'm in a different place now. And now that I've taken a leap in doing this new career, I feel so much happier and lighter and excited every day. I literally wake up every day and jump out of bed and say thank you, and I'm excited to get my day started, which was never ever the case. I used to be the person who hit snooze a bunch of times, and then would rush to scramble to get ready in the morning because I probably slept too much, and I never felt this way. And so it's just been such a big shift in my life, and I really want to help other people find that also. So there really is a big difference between success versus fulfillment, because right now I'm starting out. I only have a handful of clients, and I've been working with I had my first group, just started my second group yesterday, and I feel more fulfilled than I ever did in my entire life. And it's really exciting for me, and I just know that this is going to work out for me, and I just have that faith that I'm going to be successful in this, and it's all going to work out. And if I can impact people's lives and help them achieve the life that they really want to live, I mean, that to me, I go to sleep every night now with this innate peace, that just knowing that I'm making a difference and that I'm on this path and I'm really doing what I believe is my soul's calling. And a lot of times when we have anxiety in us, and it's because we have a spirit inside of us that wants to be expressed. I mean, as humans, we're all should be all about expansion. I mean, it's the natural law of the universe is that everything expands, and if you're not growing, it means that you're suppressing that expression, and then it starts living in the body as anxiety because it's not being expressed. And so think about that, because I think a lot of times we have ideas or things that we want to do, and we just suppress those down and we never take action on them, and that really weighs on you physically. I truly believe that. I mean, I fully believe in the mind-body connection and everything. And so there's just a really big difference between success and fulfillment. And I would encourage you to define what success means to you, and then also define what fulfillment means to you. For me, fulfillment is helping others and being filled up by the work that I'm doing, and knowing that I'm working towards the greater good of humanity, basically, which I know seems kind of silly when I'm working with just a few people, but I want to be the change that I see in everyone else, like that quote, be the change you want to see in the world. And I just have this integrity now with myself, knowing that I'm doing that. So thank you all for listening today. I appreciate you all so very much. And I did just start my second group yesterday or Tuesday. Yeah, or Tuesday. Losing track of the days, but and I do still have one spot available. So it was just an intro call on Tuesday. So if you are still interested in learning more and growing together with this group, I'm super excited with these people that I'm working with now and seeing what they accomplish. And I've been working with them, trying to develop their goals, which has been awesome. But if you're interested in learning more, hearing more, message me. Would love to talk to you about it, and we can easily put you into this group that I'm working with now. So thank you again for listening, and I hope this resonates with you today. See ya.